Hi everybody, we are just coming from Silverstone, the British Grand Prix. Amazing, intriguing, full of drama, emotions, spins, strategic confusion, tire confusion, like people didn't know which tire to put at what point, and a whole lot of DNFs, like only 15 drivers finished the race. With all this change in conditions and weather and situations, Lando managed to win. McLaren dominance was in full effect in the British Grand Prix. They scooped the 1-2 finish, and an overall good performance for them and Lando. Fourth win for him, and well deserved. And we went to watch this British Grand Prix with some friends, and at the start of the race, we all, like we normally do, say who's gonna win. So one person said Max, because of course he was on pole, and he can really win even if he doesn't have the car. So someone said Max, another said Piastri, because of his level head, and of course when he's near the front, he manages to pull up a good performance. I said Lando, and they were like, Lando normally disappoints because, you know, when there's pressure, blah blah blah. But I was like, I don't think he'll disappoint this time. He's wanted a British Grand Prix for the longest time. It's his home race. He has a whole lot more to lose than let's say the two drivers that you were saying. And in a perfect world, I would have said Lewis Hamilton. I wanted Lewis to win. Like last year was magical, but being realistic, I said Lando. Yeah, so I ended up winning the bet. Congratulations to McLaren. Congratulations to Lando. Amazing show of dominance, and they're off to the second part of the season on a high, because we are already halfway there. No other team seems to be challenging them. Like they still are the team to beat. And so Lando finished in front of a home crowd. Amazing win for him. He's been looking for this win for the longest time. His fourth win of the season. Beautiful, because he had a whole grandstand to his name. So second was Piastri. A controversial 10 seconds penalty messed up his race. He got it by, I think, braking erratically behind the safety car. There were many safety cars because of the different incidences that happened during the race, and I think that cost him a win. Yeah, 10 seconds is a lot with such conditions where you can't really regain, or you can't really serve the 10 seconds without losing position. So I think it cost him his win. And hey, P3, I'm gonna try and say his name correctly, because I always say Hulkenberg, but from all of Ricardo's videos, it happens to be Hulkenberg. So Nico Hulkenberg came in P3. Amazing race for him. He's spent like a decade and a half waiting for a win. He's never given up. He's never quit. And to get this podium with Kick Sauber is historic, because Kick Sauber's last podium was in 2012. Him as a person, he has gone through many races without a podium, let alone a win. But yeah, it's interesting, because in a race that was full of drama and confusion, they managed to get a good strategy. I mean, they had inters in good time. They changed inters in good time. They set themselves with mediums in good time at the end of the race. And it just shows that they kept their head level. Some teams I normally see, they try to copy other teams, what they're doing and what. So them, they decided to just trust their instincts and just do their own thing. And by lap 9, I think Hülkenberg, starting from P19, he was already at P10. So when he changed to the second inters, he now was, I think, P5. And by the end of the race, he stuck it to come in at P3. And what a wonderful emotional race for him. I mean, mid-level teams getting podiums is always a win for Formula One in the sport. And this because it means that any team can be a challenger. Any driver can challenge the top so-called best drivers or best teams. I mean, he finished in front of Lewis Hamilton. I can't even... I know I wanted the Lewis podium or a Lewis win, but I really think that was well deserved for Hülkenberg. I don't know if I'll get the I'll stop saying Hülkenberg because yeah, it depends on where you studied English. And amazing. I don't know if they'll be able to do that again, but that was amazing. I think that will give them more drive, that will give them more ambition, that will show them that it is really even possible for such a team, such a driver to get a good position, to get good points. Yeah, it was wonderful to watch, and that made up your P1, P2, P3, P4 was Lewis, P5 was Max. Started on pole, but there was something with his car. He was losing control, he was spinning, he was all over the place, but he finished P5 with those conditions, still some good points. And that's your top 5 from the British Grand Prix. So classic British weather, the rainy conditions really, and the change in some parts of the track were dry, some parts were wet, especially during the start of the race. So nobody, no driver, no team knew which tires would work. And I mean, I think every driver struggled with this weather. Every team was sweating, not knowing what to do, when to do it. And it's good to see this because the sport needs to be challenging, races need to be challenging. And McLaren managed to do a good job, but so many DNFs. The race conditions were so tough that we saw like a quarter of the grid DNF, and really disappointing race for Leclerc. Charles finished P14, that means he finished second last. Really disappointing. And more disappointing also, Yuki finished last, that is P15. And that ended the grid finishes for the British Grand Prix. And yeah, hats off to all the drivers who finished the race. So the impact on the championship, Piastri is still leading, but by 8 points. Lando managed to close in the gap by winning the British Grand Prix. You could see the frustration on Piastri's face. I've really not seen Piastri pissed. And after the race, when he was doing the interview, he really seemed pissed off. And he normally manages to keep his cool and just shrug off incidences or penalties or just bad luck. But Silverstone did not manage to bring his gracious side, and he said what he said. And yeah, you can tell that he wants the drivers' championship. And yeah, so it's 8 points between him and Lando now. Constructors, McLaren still have it. I think they're gonna get it. That's really, I don't think any team is going to cover that gap. It's just too much. And good job to the team, good job to the drivers. I mean, the kind of gap they're getting in the constructors, just the team classification is just crazy. And it's a good year for them. Yeah, so they're dominating, they are showing their best, and they're putting their best foot forward. They really came up with a good car. And for constructors, I think is done and dusted. It's McLaren, so it's just still the drivers championship that is still on the limbo. We don't know who's gonna win because it's changing between the McLaren drivers. Max fell a little bit behind at one point, but the McLaren boys are still fighting it out. It's not clear who's gonna win. It's 8 points, it's not a lot, and let's see what the other half of the season will bring. So off the track drama, Lando sustained an injury, and it's quite weird because he's always getting an injury after wins, or rather not always, but most times. But this time I think it had to do with the blinds they had put in front of the pit wall or pit tops or whatever it's called, and some fans complained about it because most fans like buy tickets that are in front of the pit stop so that maybe they can see their drivers or the cars, or just see what's happening there. But unfortunately, Silverstone, they put blinds. It was like black something, and this is what seemed to have come off when there was a photographer on top who was trying to take pictures. Then I think Lando wanted to come up and say hi to the fans or whatever. It didn't happen, so I don't know. So when he was holding on that thing, I think he didn't hold on the bar of the grill that's normally in front of the pit stops and the pit wall area. I think he held on to that blinds that they had put, so it came off. So he fell down, and unfortunately Lando was at just near him, so he hit him on the head. Lando just went back. I think he wanted to talk to, or rather to acknowledge the fans of what, but he just went back. Also, I hear he broke the Lego trophy. I don't know if that's why they made a Lego trophy this time. It was a weird trophy. I mean, I'm sure Hulkenberg was very disappointed. It was a Lego trophy, so I'm sure it wasn't a big damage. But Lando has been known to break trophies and just be clumsy with trophies, so it's normally safe to keep the trophies away from him. Yeah, so those are the off-track dramas. And Silverstone decided to give us full-on motivation where Lando got his first win at Silverstone. McLaren got their first win since 2008 at Silverstone. The most talked about is the Nico Hulkenberg P3 podium finish. I mean, after Silverstone, we are inspired. We normally watch these things to be inspired, to get motivation. And I think coming from Silverstone, the British Grand Prix this year, we have no choice but to keep trying. We have no choice but to keep doing what we're doing, keep getting better, keep improving, and just never give up. Next up is the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa is the F1's longest track, and a favorite for most of any motorsport driver, be it F1, F2, F3. Drivers like it. They love the long straights. They love the challenging corners. It gives them adrenaline. It gives them thrill. It gives them the opportunity to prove their skills and to test their skills. And with all this, I think we are up for a treat. It's a sprint weekend, so more drama, more intrigue, more points up for grabs. So I'm sure teams are getting ready to try and scoop as much points as possible, and of course drivers also. And so last year Lewis won there, but it was due to a disqualification for George. His car came in underweight when he finished, and he was disqualified. So Lewis won there, not by merit, but by disqualification of George. And yeah, I'm sure all the drivers are looking forward to this race. We are looking also forward to this race. Let's see who will be ready to take most of the points. And as always, fingers crossed for a Ferrari podium, fingers crossed for a Ferrari win. All the best to all the teams, all the best to all the drivers, and I wish you a wonderful week. I'm Shiko. God bless.